right, Vivek. Many thanks for those details. Now, moving on, Pibit.AI, an insurtech startup focused on building trusted AI for the global insurance industry, has raised $7 million in a Series A round led by Stellaris Venture Partners, with participation from Y Combinator and Arali Ventures. The fresh capital will be used to scale its flagship underwriting platform, Cure, which automates the entire underwriting workflow, from intake and document processing to research, risk analysis, and decision-ready outputs. In an industry struggling with rising submission volumes and limited underwriting talent, Pibit.AI says its system delivers up to 85% faster underwriting cycles, higher gross written premiums, and sharper risk selection. Joining me now to discuss this further is Akash Agarwal, the founder and CEO of Pibit.AI. Akash, thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street. You know, you've raised these funds. What does this fundraise milestone sort of mean for Pibit.AI's growth journey and your mission to build trusted AI for underwriting? If you could take us through what you're basically solving for.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for introduction. I'll quickly walk you through the problem statement first. In commercial insurance underwriting, it's completely broken. The underwriter don't have tools. The data are present in silos. Still a lot of manual data entry, which is happening across the entire workflow, which is impacting the operating margin for the insurance company. If I give you an example, for example, if you're a media house and if you need an insurance policy, you go to insurance companies and there is an underwriting team who will ask for a lot of documentation from you. It can be documents around your employees. It can be documents around your sites. It can be a documentation around the claims you made. They ask for all these documents over an email where you attach all these information and send it to them. Now, from an underwriting angle, if you see, there are a lot of documentation they need to manually review, scrape the data out of it, and feed into their actually models or the pricing models they have built. The problem with this entire process, it is like hundreds of attachments attached to an email where it takes like weeks to do it. And the secondary problem is there might be information which you have not shared with an underwriter. For that information, they either need to come back to you and ask for these information, or they need to go to a third-party data sources and get those data. The second problem is like if data is inaccurate, and if you are sending inaccurate data, they are taking decisions on the top of inaccurate data, which creates a bad decision.
Sure.
They will have an impact on it. So this is what Cure does. This is what we have built, which is a centralized underwriting risk environment, which automates from the application you shared to an underwriter.
Absolutely. Right. And you know, how will this new capital sort of accelerate development, adoption of your Cure platform across the insurance industry? And which segment or feature right now is seeing the strongest demand from carriers and MGAs?
In terms of capital, I think we have built a different set of we have solved a different set of problem across the entire workflow. The most demand comes around the accuracy of the data, because this is very critical for the insurance company. So the way we have built the entire system is more around a trusted AI, which will make sure the data, whatever we are sending to the insurance company, is highly accurate. We are finding we are getting interest on the entire workflows. Even like there are smaller companies which are asking for a one module where we can automate, let's assume, data extraction or might be a risk analysis for them. And there are bigger companies who are actually looking for the entire set of product which solve end-to-end problem.
Yeah, and you know, if you could kind of take us through the kind of customers you're currently working with and the impact that you've already driven for them, and how are you sort of helping insurers scale efficiently without, you know, compromising accuracy or trust?
Yeah, so in terms of customer, we work with every company which does underwriting in commercial space. In terms of our trustful, the way we have built our entire trustful AI is one, we have made entire AI very specific to the commercial underwriting, so it will give very high accuracy on the like when we are sending a data, it is very highly accurate. The second, what we have built is we have built an agentic platform. What it does is it does automatic QC, and it also does automatic correction, and which is fueled by underwriting services. So at the end, whatever data we are sending back to the customer is super accurate, and they can trust on it. They can take decisions on the top of it.
Sure. And if you could quickly tell us, you're also looking to deploy the funds towards deeper data partnerships to make your offerings more adaptive to new lines of business and emerging risks, right? Could you take us through what the plan is here quickly?
So we will going to invest a lot in R&D, where we are building more risk models for the emerging market. So there are a lot of new market where the risk is not yet placed and there is no framework around it. And the industry would need very high accurate data on the top of it. So we are building more and more risk models, which they can use for the emerging risk also. And also in terms of deployment of the capital, we are working on distribution models where we can go to upmarket, bigger customers. And we are also scaling in terms of our entire team size across different departments.
Right.
Yeah.
And what about revenues? If you could take us through what you're currently clocking and what's your biggest market? Because US is where you're primarily at. What's the plan for India? Any other markets you're looking at to expand into?
Right now we are super focused on the US market, but definitely this problem exists across globe. So Europe is one of the next market we would have, and India is also growing in terms of commercial insurance space. So definitely we'll start looking at those market, but right now the super focused is on US market. Once we achieve it, then is the time when we start looking for the other markets also.
Sure. And where are your revenues at and where do you hope to end this year?
We are trying to grow 3x in terms of revenue every year. So the next year plan is like 3x, and that is what we are preparing for now.
All right. Thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street. And we wish you all the best on this journey going forward.
Thank you so much.
And moving on, it is Friday and it's the time to take stock of all the deals